Hey, you're here today with the Soul Table podcast with Mandy and Jay. And we're going to be talking to Darren Curtis from Sacred Resonance. How are you, Darren?
Very good, thank you.
It's good to have you on. So, you've got something coming up, an event soon, but let's talk about Sacred Resonance first. What is Sacred Resonance all about? What you actually do?
So, Sacred Resonance has been exploring a lot with sound and consciousness. We started in 1998, and ever since then, we've been exploring how sound, music, and certain states of consciousness can take us into really high states of consciousness, and how sound is activates us in very unique ways.
Yeah, it does. I know myself when I've been to sound baths, you can sort of feel the difference, how it reacts to different, I guess, chakra points in your body as well. Do you want to explain a little bit about that?
Yeah, so it's, of course, many ancient traditions use sound to activate the body. And the chakras and the meridian systems are one key aspect that can bring us into higher states of awareness when we start working with the higher chakras. So certain harmonics, certain overtone frequencies can open up those higher chakras. And so this can bring more better intuition, more synchronicity in your life, more harmony, but also then works, of course, with your nervous system. And we studied a lot with binaural beats, and we worked with the Hemisync
Okay.
Institute. They're based out of America, and they were the original ones who developed certain frequencies, how we can use sound in meditation to go deeper. And so we started exploring this in the year 2000, and writing software and papers and developing music for the last 25 years, exploring this, but also then taking this into experiences into now what people call sound baths. But back in year 2000, we were running these experiences where people would lie down and play music over them. Back then it was only called music therapy, but we weren't just interested in music therapy,
Wow.
which is just one-on-one. We were interested in groups of people having experiences of certain sound played over them, and also in meditation to take them deeper into those meditational states. When you go into those deeper states, then your soul vehicle can express itself multidimensionally in many different ways through higher states of consciousness, out of body experiences, remote viewing, distant healing. All these abilities come online when you access these higher chakras.
Yeah, I've been to what you're describing, like sound baths where people come and play different instruments over you, like drums and didge. Didge is amazing for me. That's one of the best experiences. So I have experienced something like that, not out of body, but that
Mm.
sort of thing. So you have an event coming up at Harts Mill on the 30th of May, which is a free event, by the way, everyone. Yay, free stuff. But you've done a lot of fringe shows as well, but tell us about the interactive plant music experiences, what this event is about.
So with Sacred Resonance, we like exploring those hidden aspects of, in this case, nature. And so everything has a vibrational rate to it, including our chakras, including our body, but also living things like plants also have certain resonance patterns. And we've been working since 2014, now we're 11 years now, on developing technology where we can help the plants speak and have people interact with them. So we have a project called Celestial Gardens, which we do every fringe, but then we have a break-off project called Plant Songs. And Plant Songs is more
Oh,
of an interactive element where people can experience it more intimately, meet the artist, talk about their research, and talk about how nature can help us heal, but also connect in very unique ways. So the Harts Mill experience on May the 30th, I'm supported by Port Adelaide Council as a placemaking grant. We are having an experience where you can come and play with the plants, talk to the artists. We have a food truck, a Nepalese food truck there, and also Jessica Curtis from In Search of the Divine will also be doing art. And you'd be able to play with the plants, interact with them. But also we're doing a very special event for an evening concert. And we've been working with a new group called Superpuss, and they're basically, the logo is
they're
like a cat.
amazing.
But
Yeah.
Danielle and Fabian, they're like electronic duo and really geniuses in synthesizers. So we're working with a new phase of music where we're getting the plants hooked up to synthesizers, and we're creating a live concert with,
Oh, wow.
like we've done before with the plants, but with the synthesizers, and we
Yeah.
We work a lot with spatial sound. Resonance has been exploring ancient pyramids and caves, what's called archaeoacoustics, the study of archaeology and sound and how certain resonant environments, now this could be in caves or can be in pyramids, and the ancient shamanic practices use certain instruments and develop certain tonal vibrations in these systems. And so what we have been doing for the last 5 years is developing multi-channel surround sound, so you can take people into those experiences in a contemporary space. So we take the pyramid resonance or the cave resonance and we put it within what's called an ambisonic system. Now this is different from 5.1 or 7.1 audio. This is creates a sound bubble where the whole sound field becomes immersed. And this is what we've been doing in our sound baths. We've been creating these ambisonic surround sound experiences. So we're working with Superpuss to be able to develop this, and with the plants, working with synthesizers and surround sound. And a new addition, which we're working with, is what's called cosmic ray detection. And so, as I was talking about before, when you can take the frequencies of the plants and make music or sound, also you can take the resonance of particles from deep space and bring those into a unique pattern. So we've been measuring cosmic rays, and we're having the plants, which is the terrestrial, and the cosmic rays, the celestial, talking to each other. So they're going to be a dynamic
How
interaction,
cool.
and we're
I've
going to
seen
play
that.
those
Yeah.
frequencies live in the sound bath. So you're listening to cosmic rays. They're called muons. We use muon detectors.
Yeah.
These cosmic rays are millions and millions of years old, some of them. So you're listening to the patterns of deep space. And what it does, it puts your brainwaves and body into your very unique cosmic consciousness states by listening to these patterns. Just for the last 10 years working with people with plant music, we've had so many experiences because the patterns and the sounds you're listening to are the representations of that world. And so what it does, it automatically puts you into that state of consciousness of connection with the plant or nature or the frequencies, what we call the Schumann resonance, the background radiation of the earth. But also there's a background radiation of the cosmos that you can tap into. The ancient yogis and the Siddhis understood this as the nada, the sound current that goes through all creation. And they could hear this in meditation. This is what started my journey in sound. I heard these certain other musical tones. Myself and Bradley, is also the other part of Sacred Resonance, work together. And he has the ability to see sound as color, and I can hear other frequencies in meditation. So we brought this unique inner state into an outer state for people to experience what we experience on the inner worlds, how to create this experience for people. So this is the sort of the essence of what we're doing on May the 30th.
Sounds amazing. I mean, I've attended 2 fringe events now, one that was held at Carrickville and then the last one at Carclew. It's just amazing, like being able to go up and touch, like the plants are making their own music already, and then you go up and touch it and it reacts to you and makes a sound, and then another person can come along and touch it and it'll be a different sound. Or even there was someone that I saw there that I didn't see at the time. She saw me later and she said, I was trying to get it to make a sound and it wouldn't. And then you walked past and then it made all these sounds. And it was just, they're sort of like, they react to different people's energies as well. I've sort of experienced that too.
Definitely. And when you have like a symbiosis with them, working with the plants, they have this connection with you where they start playing. So after 1 year or so, you're working with them, they really do have a resonance. And they've now proven this. A scientist from Adelaide actually proved that plants have memory. After 6 months, they can still remember the situation the person put them through. So this has now been scientifically validated. Not only that, also plants now they're found emit ultrasound. We can normally hear in the human hearing range from about 20 hertz to 20,000, depending on your age, 16,000 hertz. But of course, bats and insects and birds can hear up to hundreds of thousands of hertz. And they're finding now plants are communicating to other bees and other insects, and not just a chemical process, but a sound process, ultrasound. So there's a whole sound field in nature. So when you play then these patterns of healthy plants to the other plants, they actually do respond. And then this is the sort of latest research that scientists are now starting to work with. It's called, the technical term is called agrosonics. So they use sound in
Okay.
agriculture now to work with the crystalline structure of plants to make them grow more, have more ability to uptake nutrients and that sort of stuff. So this is sort of some of the leading research.
Mm. Wow, for the growing food for the future. And I know that with mushrooms, they've got a whole mycelia sort of network that just spreads out everywhere. And same with tree roots. Trees connect all over the earth through all their roots. Like they talk to each other basically.
It's just so fascinating. You take the energy vibration to a whole new level, especially for the earth.
That's right. And it's important to have this interplay between nature and, humans, and how there can be this symbiosis, as I was talking about before, between the different kingdoms, because everything is vibrating, everything is living, everything has a sound frequency.
Mm.
And the ancients understood this even with the chakras. The chakras have a certain geometric pattern, of course, within the network of the wheels within wheels, but they also are emitting certain sound frequencies. Our body is also emitting certain sound frequencies. So when we put ourselves into harmony with nature, and this is why forest bathing, for example, has been so popular, because it's not just the
Yeah.
chemical, the terpenes, and all these other elements that it's going into, but you're
Um,
listening to the sound frequencies that put you into this nervous system, into a state of harmony and balance, which is so important.
That's why it's really important too when you get up in the morning, if you can, actually go outside and look, feel the light on you and look at the sun instead of getting straight on your phone or whatever, because it has certain processes, chemical processes for your body as well.
Yeah,
Energetically.
you're right. The first 10 minutes of the day is important to go out, ground yourself, get the
Yeah,
natural light, and then, don't go onto your electronic devices. Just let your soul be replenished from the nighttime cycle, and it's so important. But
yeah,
if we more and more we're losing nature, so if we can bring nature to people and create these, they're not really artificial environments, but
yeah.
these unique contemporary environments that and we see so many people um having that refreshing connection with their soul or with their spirit just by nature of being in these experiences. It's, it doesn't have to be once a week, it can be once a month. It's just sometimes it's just enough to really get that
Right.
experience in our modern sort of cities.
Yeah.
mm.
Can't wait for the event at Harts Mill. It's going to be so much fun. I've already booked my tickets. They're free, but I think you need to register your tickets.
Good to know for the food trucks and other sort of stuff that we know how many people are coming. So get
Yes, it's
online.
quite a big.
It is a big
So where
space,
do you
yeah.
register?
Yep, so you can go to sacredresidence.com.au. That's as in resonance, as in sound. Or you can look up Plant Songs May the 30th at Harts Mill Market Space, and you'll see a website or some other links to Eventbrite. And so it runs
Social
from
media. Yeah.
1 p.m. to 4 p.m., where you come and get to play the plants and see the cosmic ray detector. Then we're doing the 5 p.m. concert. So you can bring your chairs, bring some rugs or whatever, and then hopefully will go really well with the weather and should be good.
Yeah, we'll be there. And
That's right.
Superpuss are amazing. I've seen
They
them
are.
at a few meditation sound bath events, and wow, it's a real treat to have them as well.
That's awesome. So you heard that. We'll put links to the event.
Anything coming up further apart
Any-
from Harts Mill?
Yeah, we May the 16th will be down at Odinga Institute Hall for Heart Coherent Sound Bath. That
Yeah.
was building upon our successful one at Burnside Town Hall for Fringe. It was a huge event there, which was amazing, and was called Frequency of Love. So we're building upon that connection using unique sound fields to bring people into that heart coherence. May the 16th. Then we're playing Resonance Festival, which I think probably nearly booked out. It's in the hills, but it's run by Adrian and some other company, and they're doing a lot of sound healing, a lot of workshops, and we'll be performing up there with Plant Songs on May the 23rd, and then May the 30th we have the Plant Songs down at Harts Mill. And also, we've just come out with a new album called Delta Dreams, which is used for increasing deeper levels of sleep and also soul journey, soul travel. So that's just been launched in America,
Lovely.
throughout the US, and then also in Australia as well. So which has a lot of great reception. So called Delta Dreams. So it's accessing those delta frequencies of brainwaves that take us into those journey states of consciousness in our sleep state. We can travel into the higher worlds.
Awesome.
Well, I know I would like to travel in my own world and have a good sleep.
Me too.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We all do. That's why we
Sleep is
created
so
it. So
important.
yeah.
Thank you so much for today, Darren, and look forward to seeing you on Saturday, the 30th of May at Harts Mill.
Will do. Thank you for your time. Much love to everybody.
Thank you.